race and having problems keeping the temperature down.
Yellow, the pole sitter just hit the wall.
Alex Tagliani's day appears to be done.
The green flag waves. Wow, that was wild. What a restart. 2 cars in the wall.
Townsend Bell is one and Ryan Briscoe is the other.
Dario Franchitti is your race leader. Oriol Servia runs second. Graham Rahal is third. Here comes J.R. Hildebrand playing some strategy. Dario Franchitti also on pit lane.
Graham Rahal has the lead at Indianapolis. 25 years ago, his father won here. Now he has the lead to the backstretch.
Rahal, Servia, Dixon, Hanan still have to stop. And so the whole complexion of this race could change.
Making a move for number 2 is Dixon. Tony Khan makes a move.
And Scott Dixon takes the lead again. Dan Weldon is making a pit stop. This could be a strategic move. Several other cars are making pit stops. Dixon relinquishes the lead on lap number 180. Danica Patrick is your leader.
Great job, you're the leader.
Does she have enough fuel? Could this be a historic day at Indy?
The guy we better keep our eyes on, Dario Franchitti, he is in 5th place right now. They think they can go the distance.
We have very little idea who is going to win this Indianapolis 500.
And to the inside, Bertrand Baguette leads the Indy 500.
And we have our 10th different leader, our 22nd lead change.
And Danica is in the pits.
Both Andretti cars in. They're going to have to give up second and third.
And Baguette is currently the leader. Dario Franchitti runs second. J.R. Hildebrand is third.
Dario Franchitti was just told he needed 4.4.
Hildebrand has just gotten around Dario Franchitti. Baguette is coming down pit road.
Hildebrand, a rookie, leads at Indianapolis.
All around the world are servicemen and women on this Memorial Day pulling for J.R. Hildebrand in the National Guard entry.
Dario Franchitti, his chances have faded.
White flag, bring it home.
J.R. Hildebrand trying to do the unthinkable. Win his first Indianapolis 500.
Half a lap. He's got half a lap to go, and he's the Indy 500 champion. Through the final 2 corners. He's got to get around the lap traffic.
He is sputtering slow and he hits the wall. He hits the wall coming out of 4. Will he have enough to cross the yard of bricks?
Unbelievable finish. Dan Weldon wins at Indianapolis. Dan Weldon is a 2-time champion just like that.
Sorry, guys, you deserve this.
J.R. Hildebrand is aching. Dan Weldon winning his second Indianapolis 500 on the 100th anniversary of this greatest spectacle in racing.
You know, the hairs, even though I've seen that must be 100 times
Bonsoir
now,
à
still
tous,
stand
bonsoir à
up on my
tous, c'est
hands.
très heureux, c'est vraiment un plaisir de vous
bad
retrouver en
luck for
direct
one driver,
sur French.fr et French Motorsport pour
Dan
cette
Weldon. Out of a
avant-dernière course de la
No
saison
deal,
2011
no
d'IZOD
money, no
IndyCar Series en
prospect
direct
on
du
in
Kentucky
to the Indy 500.
Speedway, c'est le Kentucky Indy 300. Très heureux une nouvelle fois de vous retrouver. On s'est quitté il y a 2 semaines en direct de Motegi au Japon pour la dernière course routière de l'année. Mais cette fois-ci on va terminer par 2 ovales. Là, au Kentucky, et puis ensuite dans 2 semaines Las Vegas, où le titre sera plus que probablement joué, même si officiellement Will Power a une chance aujourd'hui d'être sacré champion 2011 de la IZOD IndyCar Series. On détaillera un petit peu les possibilités, mais en tout cas bon, globalement ce qu'il faudrait faire c'est que Power s'impose et que Franchitti parte dans le mur dès les premiers tours, ce qui semble évidemment être un petit peu compliqué, même si derrière Franchitti partant 11ème, il va avoir un petit peu de monde autour de lui. Will Power quant à lui a signé la pole position, et c'est vrai que maintenant s'il commence à faire des pole positions même sur les ovales, on est très mal barré. Et donc voilà, on va bien partir d'ici 5 minutes pour le départ dans quelques instants. Enfin normalement le départ devait avoir lieu dans 5 minutes, mais bon, encore pas mal d'activités sur la piste en elle-même, avec des défilés et tout ça. Donc je ne pense pas qu'on va directement s'élancer ici pour ces 200 tours, ces 300 miles.
All sorts of different settings can go on the car, and the teams will have their own ideas.
Et donc
so I don't think it's
voilà.
Good for Dan, though.
Oui, toujours nos amis, nos amis britanniques dans le studio. On va bientôt partir évidemment avec le signal américain qui va nous parvenir.
And it'd be great to see him out there again next year. He's one of the best British
on parle
drivers.
de Dan Weldon, puisque Dan Weldon participera aujourd'hui à la course dans la voiture numéro 77 d'Alex Tagliani, qui a accepté de lui donner sa place pour cette course, celle de Las Vegas, où Weldon pourra remporter 5 millions donc de dollars s'il s'impose. On va regarder ce petit clip sur les pieds en britannique.
His first IZOD IndyCar Series event. Dario Franchitti is the winner.
Dan Weldon is going to win the race. That is unbelievable.
101 times that I've seen that now. Can't get enough of it. Dan winning the Indy 500. 7 Brits on the grid. Mike Conway and Dario Franchitti have qualified okay.
Voilà, donc dans le studio Dan Weldon qui merci Ticket de nous dire un petit peu tout ce qui se passe au Kentucky. On n'a toujours pas d'image. Je vous le rappelle. Vous voyez de toute manière les images qui nous parviennent. Dan Weldon qui pilote la voiture de Tagliani, il a de la chance d'un côté puisqu'il sait qu'il a une excellente voiture. Alex Tagliani a fait quand même la pole position sur les 2 ovales de plus d'1 mile que nous avons visité cette saison à Indianapolis et au Texas Motor Speedway. Mais Dan Weldon aujourd'hui, ce week-end n'a pas fait les qualifications. Pourquoi? Pour simplement s'entraîner pour Las Vegas, puisqu'à Las Vegas il partira dernier et il devra remonter. Et Pipaman a aussi apparemment des dégâts suite aux essais. Malheureusement, voilà, je vous le dis franchement, je n'ai pas pu suivre absolument pas les essais ni les qualifications. Juste vite fait que Power était en pôle et notre ami Weldon 11e. J'ai même appris aujourd'hui que Dylan Battistini allait rouler dans la numéro 34 de Sébastien Savera, c'est vous dire. J'ai passé 2 jours à Spa-Francorchamps, donc c'est un petit peu plus compliqué d'avoir les informations voulues.
We'll see. Hopefully, he'll be able to get a drive in the championship next year.
My reliable information is he's won at Kentucky in Indy Lights, so he might know something that everyone else doesn't, perhaps, around here.
We've had quite a few British drivers winning in Indy Lights at Kentucky over the last few years, so it seems to be a good track for the Brits.
Indeed. Well, it's time we heard from the 2 main protagonists as the title race once again is going down to the wire. Here are Dario Franchitti and Will Power talking earlier with our Versus colleagues.
Will thinks one of the reasons he lost the championship last year was because of lack of experience on ovals, the second being the pressure. You've done this dance before. What's different this year?
Well, obviously experience is the biggest factor. That this will be the 3rd time I've raced at this track, and I think just a better understanding of the approach. I'm just in a better state of mind.
Do you feel at a disadvantage because the 2 people you're up against are teammates? Scott and Dario?
No, because I think that they're actually battling each other now. That Scott's sort of back in the mix a little bit, so it's probably the perfect situation.
Have you thought about the situations, points-wise, that you could capture the title today, or are you not even thinking in that way? Because it could happen, technically.
Not even thinking of points at all. It's sort of funny. People have to tell me how much I'm leading by because I don't even know. I'm just focused on doing the job and focusing on things I can really control, and the others, it's what it is.
And Marty's with Dario, and he's not starting where he'd like to, huh?
Yeah, he's starting at 11th. So first of all, how big of a hole did you dig yourself here by qualifying 11th today?
I have to say there wasn't much more we could do with that. We had to change the engine just before qualifying, and the car actually felt very good. Just wasn't fast enough. So hopefully race trim, the car is quick, and I know these Target boys are ready to go to work, and we'll see what we can do today.
2 ovals, and with that left and with where your team is right now, can you beat Will Power straight up, or are you going to need him to have some problems in order to win this championship?
No, I think we can still beat him straight up. But we have to do a better job than we did yesterday. Qualifying is not really that indicative of what the race is going to bring. But if we have a tough day today, then we're going to need something bad to happen. But our job today is to focus on having a good day, taking the chances when we get them, and seeing how far up front we can finish.
And I know you're also racing with a little extra purpose today. Why?
Yeah, our buddy Michael Wanzer is back in Indy. He's he's not having a good time, and Barry's back with him today. Barry, we miss you. Michael, Laurie, Robert, you guys are our inspiration, and we'll try and do our very, very best for you today.
And both Dario and Scott have told me they are dedicating the race to Michael Wanzer today.
Dario in yet another livery, a change again for the man's colours. Now then, those two main protagonists are separated by more cars than the reigning champ might have liked. But Power, of course, is sitting pretty. He's on pole with Graham Rahal, who continues his brilliant late-season form. Best rookie is the self-proclaimed Mayor of Hinchtown, with last year's second-place finisher alongside. J.R. Hildebrand and Marco Andretti are row 3. Scott Dixon and Ryan Hunter-Ray, row 4. Oriol Servia and Charlie Kimball, row 5. Dario Franchitti has a mountain to climb from row 6 alongside fellow Brit Mike Conway. Two ladies fill row 7, Simona Di Silvestro and Danica Patrick. Wade Cunningham and Elio Castroneves are row 8. Buddy Rice and Ryan Briscoe, row 9. Tony Kanaan and Anna Beatrice are row 10. Vita Mira and Takuma Sato make for an action-packed row 11. Then we've a raft of Brits at the back, as we've already said. Alex Lloyd starts on row 12 with EJ Vizo. Dylan Battistini is with Townsend Bell on row 11. James Jakes was speechless after qualifying 27th alongside Dan Weldon, who was put there after his car didn't pass tech, and Pippa Mann will join the grid if her car is ready after her brush with the wall.
Grand Marshal of the Kentucky Indy 300, Cincinnati Mayor Mark Mallory.
Drivers, start your engines.
The command has been given. Row 1 pit tech, let me know.
Sure, and get the revs up quite a bit here. We're pretty low on temperature.
Row 2, are you running yet? 2 hot.
1 hot, 1 knot.
4 hot. Hot.
6 hot.
7 hot. 8 hot. 9 hot. 12, 13 hot.
14, 15 hot.
Copy that. We're showing all cars running. Let me know if they're not.
Well, we heard one car not, but apparently that has been remedied, and all cars are now running, all 29, as we get set for 200 laps, 300 miles of competition on this 1.5-mile tri-oval, with the banking at 14 degrees in the turns, and through the tri-oval here in front of the grandstand, it's banked at 8 degrees. It is cool here, not nearly as cool as we said as yesterday, but because of the fact that it's a little cooler, they're getting the cars an opportunity to warm up a little longer on pit lane.
Yeah, just getting those temperatures up a little bit, and that's not when it's cold like that. It takes a long time to get that water temperature up, and oil temperatures too.
The last thing you want to do with these cars is send them out and start getting cold air through the radiators. You want to let them sit and warm up first.
All season long, we've shown you the Honda Fastest Seat in Sports sweepstakes, winner in the IZOD 2-seater. This contest has been a huge success with nearly 80,000 entries at shophonda.com. This week's lucky winner is Scott Bernhack from Orlando, Florida. Scott, can you hear me? It's Bob Jenkins up in the booth.
I can. Amazing.
Do you like this?
The best, the best. Let's let it out.
When you entered the contest, did you have any idea that you would be the winner and be here in Kentucky and taking this ride of a lifetime?
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Wow.
I think that's about the response we get from all of those in the 2-seater. They're not able to really answer questions, but just want to experience the thrill. Thanks, Scott. Good luck to you. By logging on to shophonda.com, Scott won the opportunity to start today's race in the IZOD 2-seater driven by Ari Lyondike. Thanks to Honda for providing such an opportunity to bring fans closer to the sport that we all love. Here is the Mother's Polish starting grid for today's race. Will Power and Graham Rahal occupy the front row with Power, the only driver in excess of 219 miles an hour during his qualifying run. James Hinchcliffe, a rookie in the series, starts third alongside Ed Carpenter, who's been a second here the last 2 times he's competed. Hildebrand and Marco Andretti will occupy row number 3. In the 4th row, it's Scott Dixon and Ryan Hunter-Reay. Oriol Serby and Charlie Kimball occupy the 5th row. In the 6th row, it's Dario Franchitti and Mike Conway. Franchitti starting in 11. In the next row, the 7th row, Simona De Silvestro and Danica Patrick. Wade Cunningham and Elio Castroneves will be in the next row. Then Buddy Rice and Ryan Briscoe. Tony Kanaan and Anna Beatrice in row number 10. The 11th row, Vitor Meira and Takuma Sato. Then E.J. Viso and Alex Lloyd. Dylan Battistini, making his first start in the series, will start 25th. Townsend Bell 26th. James Jakes and Dan Weldon back in these 27th and 28th positions. And Pippa Mann, who crashed during her qualifying run or warming up for her qualifying run yesterday, will start in the 29th position. All right, let's talk about strategy.
Well, the Sunoco pit strategy this week is good news. Anytime you see the pit windows, in fact, there are 3. You can see the 41 to 52, the 94 to 105, and the 147 to 58. Those numbers are wide. That's what you want. And of course, Lindy, if you're somebody like Dan Weldon starting at the back, maybe a time to try some different strategy.
Yeah, he's starting 28th and has to start last in Vegas. This is like a dry run for you. How do you play the strategy starting from the back?
Well, the strategy is really a function of how good the race car is. You've got a good race car, you can go to the front around these tracks, no problem. So we think the Bowers and Wilkins car is pretty good today, and as you say, it's great practice for Vegas.
Yeah, Bob, it's anyone's guess what's going to happen out here today.
Well, the most different leaders that we have had at this racetrack, 9 in 2009, 23 late changes. Onboard cameras today will be carried by Ryan Briscoe. Also, Elio Castroneves. Dario Franchitti has the Firestone onboard camera. Scott Dixon will be starting in 7th position. J.R. Hildebrand carries the National Guard car, showing pink, honoring the female military servicemen and women. And Will Power,
allez, de retour en direct au Kentucky Speedway. Désolé pour cette petite interruption. C'est parti avec les 29 voitures qui accélèrent et le drapeau vert est agité des Will Power Gramral. La première ligne, c'est parti au Kentucky Speedway devant une foule plutôt disparate, on va dire ça comme ça. Mais c'est parti pour l'avant-dernière course 2011. On va déjà 3 secondes arrière. Regardez, tout ça fait extrêmement large. Ça fait extrêmement bien ici au Kentucky Speedway. Voilà, Hildebrand avec Ed Carpenter, la voiture de Sarah Fisher Racing qui retrouve des couleurs. Et ça fait plaisir évidemment. Faire attention à Hildebrand qui roule avec une voiture rose et jaune pour ce mois de la prévention du cancer du sein. C'est pour cela, c'est pas pour vous le trouver aujourd'hui. C'est toujours bizarre de retrouver ces voitures de jour au complet ici au Kentucky Speedway. Ça fait 2006 qu'on était venu rouler de jour. Et Ed Carpenter pour la 3e place. Et oui, pour qui a pris une belle avance, c'est pour la 4e place, pardon, puisqu'il y a la bagarre pour la 2e place avec James Hinchcliffe juste derrière Gramral. Et là, vous voyez le classement défilé au sommet de votre écran.
As they tell others which gear to choose, you have a
choice of 5th or 6th gear. They told Graham, stay with power, draft with him. It's like, on leur dit un petit peu quelle vitesse utiliser pour aller le plus possible. Et Will Power qui commence bien, alors que j'ai le droit d'être Carpenter, ça fait le 4e tour qu'ils sont côte à côte quand même, les amis. Quelques tours Hildebrand et Castroneves étaient côte à côte comme ça. Et voilà, Hildebrand qui a dépassé Ed Carpenter définitivement. Marco Andretti maintenant qui va s'attaquer au pilote Sarah Fisher Racing.
Look at him on the low side though, Scott Dixon taking the shorter way around.
And that working out good. You're clear by 2 and you're clear by 10 to the rest of the pack. And that is the best way around here.
Côte toujours Carpenter qui avait terminé 2e ici en 2009. Il était à l'intérieur de la piste quand il avait terminé deuxième, battu par Ryan Briscoe sur le côté extérieur. Je vous avoue qu'on n'a pas vu de course sur des gros speedways comme cela pendant presque 12 ans, 2 jours en tout cas, et ça fait quasi bizarre. On a l'impression qu'ils sont lancés en essai, mais comme tout c'est le début de la course. C'est toujours le 6e tour ici. Et voilà, on est parti, 6e tour sur les 200 à parcourir aujourd'hui au Kentucky Speedway de Sparta dans le Kentucky. Un endroit évidemment avec Sparta, c'est un truc qui n'a rien à voir, vous voyez, un classement toujours plus défini. Bon, une question avec la belle 10e place de Charlie Quinn, qui commence à devenir un très gros pilote cette fin de saison. Graham qui bloque un petit peu avec James Hinchcliffe ici. Townsend Bell a gagné 11 places, le remplaçant de Justin Wilson qui est désormais 15e devant sa coéquipière Anna Battriz 16e. On va regarder un petit peu Dan Weldon s'il remonte fort, notre ami Dan Weldon qui s'enchaîne pour Vegas. Il a gagné 5 places, Dan Weldon déjà depuis le départ. Satoshi dépasse Cunningham, le voyant de votre écran. Et déjà Race Control qui donne des petites instructions aux pilotes. Notez bon que Race Control, il y a encore un petit scandale cette semaine, puisqu'Alonso Junior, qui travaille dans Race Control, a été arrêté par la police pour avoir fait des courses de dragster, entre guillemets, un drag race comme on dit, dans les rues, et également pour avoir conduit en état d'ébriété aggravé. Donc autant vous dire que Alonso Junior, à mon avis, on ne le reverra pas à un bon moment, ce qui est dommage pour le double vainqueur des Saxon Miles d'Indianapolis. Regardez, on va un petit peu plus loin dans le peloton maintenant avec notamment Townsend Bell, voilà la petite erreur avec Townsend Bell et Justin Wilson qui roulent d'habitude dans cette voiture. Danny Caparty qui est en 14e position actuellement, elle est devant. Il perd des places sur le Serbien malheureusement depuis le début de la course, voilà, c'est dommage. Pas pris le meilleur du départ. 4e du championnat avant de venir, donc vraiment le meilleur des autres, hein, puisqu'on a les 3 premiers Power, Katie Dixon qui domine vraiment. Et après 10 tours sur 200 de top 5 s'affichant aux autres écrans, on va bientôt se retrouver.
He's the latest boxing sensation to emerge from Sheffield. And remains undefeated in the welterweight division.
Might not go on for much longer, this one.
Special K, Kell Brook, defends his WBA Intercontinental belt in a world title eliminator against Rafal Jaskiewicz.
Kell Brook trying to find one big shot.
Fight Night Live, Saturday 8:30, Sky Sports HD1.
The new R11 irons from TaylorMade, in store now. Complete your R11 family. The R11 driver only $289. Love golf? Love American golf.
This autumn, there's a world of movies waiting for Sky TV customers. With hundreds of amazing films and brand new premieres every week, available on demand at a time that suits you.
I love it when a plan comes together. It's coming right at us.
And I'm not leaving without you. Upgrade online to Sky Movies and we'll save you £5. Go to skymovies.com/upgrade.
It's time to brighten up Britain with a brand new health lottery. Match 3 balls and win a lovely £50. Great. Match 4 balls and win a cheeky £500. Marvellous stuff. Match 5 balls and you win a whopping £100,000! Money raised helps support local health causes. Tickets cost £1. Choose your 5 numbers today.
De retour en direct au Kentucky Speedway, toujours Will Power en tête bien entendu. 16e tour sur les 200 et vous voyez toujours la bagarre pour la seconde position entre Graham Rahal et James Hinchcliffe, les deux jeunes loups de la IndyCar Series.
The Kentucky Indy 300 on versus underway. We have completed 16 laps of the race. Will Power, your leader. Battle for second place continues between Graham Rahal and James Hinchcliffe. As Hinchcliffe goes to the high side, Townsend Bell gains 12 positions in the first 16 laps.
Townsend Bell a gagné 12 places, 14e position désormais.
Weldon 7, Kevin.
James Hinchcliffe with his best start of the season qualified third. They took off down yesterday before qualifying. He said, you know, if I'm going to keep doing this, if I want to be competitive on ovals, it's time to take off the big boy pants. Put on the big boy pants, and he did that yesterday, and he really put up a big number in qualifying. He's got an opportunity to stay up front today.
Sounds like he's not wearing any pants, according to you.
You scared me there.
Let's make it clear. He's wearing pants,
okay,
and they are the man-sized pants.
Okay. I wasn't quite sure what we were going with there.
Hinchcliffe gets such a great run on Rahal on the straightaway, but then he's got to pull out, and he just doesn't have the momentum to pull off the pass.